Hello everybody, good to have you back here in our favorite game of City Skylines 2, and we are back in Fort Chaosdale. In the last episode we branched over to the other side of the water to build this nice waterfront community, and today we want to continue on this side and want to create a downtown, at least start with the downtown area here. We have a lot of new things to discover, the urban promenades and the modern architecture pack. So let's see what we can do, and don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to my channel to help me reach 1,000 subscribers. That would be pretty cool. And let's go! Yeah, and we have a little bit of a health issue going on in our city. I mean, it's not that serious, but it can get serious because we want to build up our city, and a lot of new citizens means a lot of new patients. So let's start with building a nice hospital. We only have the small medical clinics until now. So I think this central space in our future downtown is a nice spot for a new hospital, and we have a lot of new options here. We have an urban medical center, or we could use the modern hospital, which I'm very tempted to do. So maybe we choose this one, and it has a nice size. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm sure we can extend it as well, and this is a nice spot for it, I think. So maybe we can put it here. Oh great, everyone's happy already, and we have some upgrades. So this unit for this side, and we can add more rooms to it. So let's extend this one, and maybe we can add a nice hospital park on the back of the hospital. I mean, we have a lot of new parks available, but I think we will go for a standard one. Maybe this one, and we can of course add something to it later on when we get into detailing. So now let's see what we can do. Maybe we can have a look at the new urban promenades, or at least new for our city. I mean, it's out for a while. So let's grow the first urban promenade buildings. I think they look pretty cool. And maybe we can add a high-rise building next to it. Yes, and of course our overgrown metro station will extend throughout the downtown. So let's add a stop already and mix up some buildings. We will add some commercials, some offices, and some residential building, and see what we can do. Something we will place manually, and some buildings we will grow like the urban promenades. It's a good mix, I think. So let's first add some buildings which fit, and then we can detail it up. Of course we have to add some parks here and there. Like this tiny one would fit nicely in this space. And it connects to the other road as well. That's good. Now let's connect the tracks with the existing one. We built this underground stop at the Waterfront community here. Yeah, and let's connect those. And now we can then extend the yellow line right here from the outside of the water through our waterfront community. Come on to the new stop right next to the hospital and the urban promenades block. And below the subway tracks or the metro tracks, we can add some logo commercial stuff because it fits nicely under it. And I don't want to add some housing because you don't want to live below some metro tracks. But commercial buildings are fine for this place, so we can make good use of this. Because in the downtown area it gets pretty dense, so we want to make sure we use every space for something. We of course need a lot of parking. Okay, back to our urban promenades block. We can add some houses manually to fill in all the spaces. And maybe we can create a little yard or something later to fill the last gaps. Let's add some textures, some path texture and some grass texture. We can add an invisible pedestrian path so people can actually walk between those buildings. Okay, after adding a lot of textures already, it comes together pretty good, I think. The urban promenade block is growing. We have some commercial, we have our hospital, and this is where we want to continue. We want to extend the park a little bit, the hospital park. I mean, it's an actual park, but I'm sure we can extend the footprint of it and maybe add some buildings in front of it, maybe one building and a parking lot next to it. We need a lot of parking, I'm sure. Okay, this space is good for some new urban promenade development, I think. And maybe we can have a look and turn off the side buildings of the modern hospital, because we're losing a good amount of money and we don't need so much capacity right now. So let's turn off the extra patient units and stuff for now. We can activate it later on if we need it, but for now let's try to stay positive cash flow wise. And it worked. We're making money again, which is great. So back to our park. Let's add some manicured grass and a little bit of tree work here and there and some hedges. And then people can enjoy and relax. Alright, we added some more parking, we added some more trees to fill the last gaps, and all the urban promenade houses have grown already. And it looks pretty good. I like it very much. With the overground metro stop next to it, it looks pretty nice. Okay, we're not done with our park. I forgot to add some hedges and trees. I stopped with the grass. I was distracted by our urban promenade building. I really much like them. What do you think about them? Tell me in the comments. Okay, some more detailing for the hospital. Maybe some flower beds are a good idea. We can use a mud texture and some small palm trees. And here is the beach I added, and we can maybe add a waterfront community, a little one, like it is on the other side of the water. So let's grow some waterfront housing and separate them from the downtown area with some trees maybe. Okay, a lot of trees later, we can add some row houses here, maybe to make something different. Add, of course, a lot of sand. So there are some beachy row houses, and we just let them grow. We add some details, some deck chairs, for example. So we can imagine their backyard is the beach, which isn't the worst thing. I mean, alright, they have a 4-lane road next to them, but when you can ignore this, then you have a nice spot to live, I think. I mean, it's very central, you have to admit. Okay, now let's get back to our yard in between the urban promenades building. We can pretend there's a little cafe or something, and we can add a little playground as well, so people can enjoy the center of this nice urban promenades block. Okay, this is the high residential building we added in the beginning of the video, or we zoned in the beginning of the video, and I want to add a Starbucks cafe here on the bottom of the building. I have some Starbucks decals, so let's see what we can do. Add some Starbucks signs and some tables and chairs, so we have a nice Starbucks restaurant in our downtown. And a Starbucks restaurant is essential for an American city, isn't it? Or maybe for every big city in the world right now. Okay, there it is. Looks pretty good. Now let's get to our recolor mod and make the buildings a little bit more colorful, as we usually do here in our Miami or Florida inspired city of Fort Chaosdale. We had some palm trees and continue recoloring the buildings. Ignore the homeless people here. We give them some trees, of course, too. Okay, our block is more or less finished for now. Let's add some bits and pieces to finish it up. And we will continue with our downtown in the next episode. I think it is a good start. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you had a good time. And don't forget to be here on my channel, Chaos Fun, when we are in the next episode back in Fort Chaosdale. Have a good one. Bye.